Hello everyone and welcome back to Mailseam, the show where you can ask me for advice using the email on screen. I'm Quinn, but you can call me Quinn, and let's get straight into the first email.
Hello Quinn, I'm lately having this problem and I don't know how to handle it. Could you maybe give me an advice? So in the past month, I had this very depressive episode where I didn't show up to school for 3 weeks and basically abandoned my friends. Now I do feel a lot better and we spend time together pretty often, but I feel like I'm not giving them enough. They supported me anytime I needed it and I don't know how to give it back to them. I know they don't need me to do anything for them, but I just feel guilty for some reason, as if I used them. Maybe it's unreasonable, but I genuinely don't know what to do. Sorry for the ramble, I hope my message is understandable. Bye.
Now, Kai, I think you basically already answered your own question in the email by saying they supported me anytime I needed it. I think you can show them that you care by doing the same for them when they need you. Be there for them. Now, for some people, it might be doing things like buying them stuff or giving them a hug or, there's all these love languages. Those don't just apply to romantic love. They also apply to friendships. For example, I really like spending quality time with people. I didn't have many friends growing up, and then all of a sudden when I was like 15, one of my friends for the first time ever bought me something. Like for the first time ever, I got something that was bought for me, and it was something really small. It was like a bag of Skittles, but it was the first time someone just out of their own want bought something for me, and it felt very strange, but in a good way. And it didn't make me go like, oh my god, I want people to buy stuff for me now all the time. No, that didn't happen, but it did like show me they care. And it's basically all anyone wants from a friendship, to know that the other person cares. And that's different for everybody. And honestly, most simple one is just to tell them like, hey, I really appreciated that you were there for me when I was feeling like shit. I know that can sometimes feel cringe, telling someone how you feel and be really straight up with them, but a lot of the time it does work. No one has ever been like, oh, that person just told me how much they care about me. How cringe of them. No, that's just your own feelings. I'm 99% sure that they will appreciate you telling them that you care and are really appreciative of how they acted when you were feeling so bad. And I hope that somewhat answers your question. Anyways, next email.
This may be a weird question, but how do you know you're gay? Because I think I do like men. Any advice? Also, sorry for the bad writing. I'm from the Netherlands. Thanks.
Oh nee, geeft niet. Kan gebeuren. Weet je, niet iedereen is goed in Engels. Ik verwacht niet van iedereen in mijn e-mail dat ze heel goed Engels kunnen. Something in my throat there. Anyways, how to know you're gay? Well, I think this is one of those moments where you're more questioning if gay fits like part of your identity and not as your sexuality. Because like if you take someone out of society and just put them in a group of people and like never tell them about the concept of sexuality, they will just be happy and not care. And then once you tell them like, hey, being gay exists, they'll be like, yeah, what does that mean? And you'll be like, yeah, that's like when you like the same gender. And you'd be like, yeah, what's the point? To them, that would be saying like, yeah, people like different colors. They'd be like, okay, what does that matter at all? But I know what you mean. You just want to know. You want to know what you are, how you feel. The thing is, there is no right answer. There is no way to 100% confirm your feelings. Feelings fluctuate. Feelings are too complicated to put into a test and figure out and get a definitive answer. So you will never know if you're gay. You'll just feel it. You'll just do what feels right. And maybe you'll end up being with a man. Maybe you'll end up being with a woman. Maybe you'll end up being with a non-binary person. Maybe you'll end up being alone. We don't know. Just do whatever feels right for you. And then you'll figure it out when you get there. I hope that someone answered it. Next email.
So I'm in a situationship with my best friend where they have feelings for me. However, I don't have similar feelings. And they already have a partner. They've made attempts to cheat on their partner with me, but I just flat out refused, like anyone should. So my question is, what should I do about this? I still care about this friend, but I don't feel comfortable around them knowing their feelings for me. The two of us also don't get along that well every now and then, so it's made our friendship kinda strained. I'm just really confused on what to do. Sorry again if this question is too personal or not appropriate. I just don't really have anyone else to go to for this, and seriously want to get out of this situation.
Now this is an interesting one. First of all, I want to say your friend seems like a dickhead, and you should probably think about maybe just stopping being friends with said person. You call this person your best friend, and if your best friend is a cheating piece of shit, maybe you should just consider spending less time with this person, because you are who you spend time with, they say. And if this is who you spend time with, I would not want to be like said person. And I know when you're young, a lot of the time when you have friends, it's circumstance, like you're in class together, and that's why you're friends. You don't really even have that much in common, but still, maybe just stop stop being friends with this person. And honestly, maybe just straight up tell them, hey, I don't have feelings for you. So you kind of close that door off. And then the whole like slowly not being friends with them anymore is like step 2. The whole telling her you don't have feelings for her and not being friends with her anymore don't have to be a package deal. You can do one first and then the other second. Honestly, if you're in a situation like this, I just suggest getting out of this situation as fast as possible. A person like this only gets you into unnecessary drama, and a person like this will never give you good advice. So unless this person is like, other than cheating and having a crush on someone who doesn't like her back clearly, while also in a relationship, is like incredibly nice outside of all these terrible things, which I do not think they are, let's be real here, then I just suggest letting the friendship go. Anyways, next email.
Hello, my name is Fenris, and this is my question for you. Out of all the vast galaxies of infinite knowledge, out of all the great expanses of empty void that fill our universe, why does anything matter in the great picture of history? In what way are we special? And in what way does humanity actually affect anything? I hope you have a good day. This is my favorite question of mine since I finished reading Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Interesting question. I don't think anything matters. Imagine that's just where it ends, where the video ends now. But I recently watched a dinosaur documentary on Netflix everyone kept talking about online. And then after that, I started watching a documentary made by the same people about life on Earth. I think it's called Life on Earth, and it's about all life on Earth since the very beginning. And sometimes they'll skip through time and they'll skip through like a couple million years. And that's like a small time skip. And that really put into perspective for me, like, oh, a couple million years is almost nothing in the grand scheme of things. Now, even in those couple million years, 1 million years is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Then we go even smaller to 100,000 years. Then we go even smaller to 100,000 years. Then 10,000, 1,000. Humanity is such a small part of the greater existence of the universe. We as a collective, we mean nothing. Which, if you think about it, you can be sad about that and be like, oh, nothing matters. Or you can be like, holy shit, nothing matters. I can basically just have fun. And the goal of life, in the end, is just be as happy as possible for as long as possible. I honestly think that's closest I'll ever get to the meaning of life. I don't think there's like a meaning. There's no meaning to any of this. And honestly, the happiest outcome, in my personal opinion, is just thinking, oh, I'm just going to try and be as happy as possible for as long as possible. And I think it's kind of working for me, I guess. Put up some goals for yourself, do what you want, follow your dreams, work hard, pick up a sport or a hobby or whatever. Nothing matters, and that can be an existential dread thing, or that can be a beautiful thing. It's whatever you make of it. And coming back to your question, humanity doesn't affect anything. Like, yeah, we do. We're like Earth. But other than that, in the grand scheme of things, one day Earth will strip Earth of its resources, will slowly and then will become soil, and then Earth will slowly rebuild itself, but without humans. A couple animals will probably survive, and we'll all be gone. I once saw this thing online of someone saying like, hey, climate change is like scary and stuff that will probably cease to exist because of greed of billionaires. But a nice thing to think about is one day we'll all be gone, and Earth will still be here. No matter how much we hurt the Earth, it'll still be here. And after a while, it'll just slowly recover, just without us. And it will just become this peaceful planet, and it'll just probably start all over again. Everything will evolve. Probably some animals looking like dinosaurs will be coming back. And then maybe in like millions and millions and millions of years, something looking somewhat like humans will rise again. And some people look at that like it's something sad. I think it's kind of beautiful that whatever we do, in the end, Earth will win. And there is nothing we can do about it. Oh yeah, and the sun is going to explode in like a couple billion years or something. I don't know. That's also a thing, I guess. Let's not think about that too hard. I already did that when I was like 7 years old, and I cried a lot. Anyways, next email.
A while ago, I started listening to an artist that I really like again after not listening to much music at all for the last few months. When I saw how he looked, that was the first time I've ever been attracted to a person based on looks alone. Now, I don't know what to think of myself as. I was almost entirely sure previously that I was straight. I don't care much about it, but I wonder what I should do with this information now. I don't even think I'm gay. This may just be an exception. P.S. I only recently found out that you made long-form videos, and I've been loving them so far. Keep it up.
Honestly, I've probably said this before, and I'll say it again. Sexuality doesn't matter. Sexuality is a spectrum, just like gender. There's no A or B or one side or the other. There's no sides. It's just you like what you like, and then you get born, you eat, you live, you die, and in between, you like some stuff. And that stuff may include some men, may include some women, may include some non-binary people, may include no one. Who cares? Internally, because we all live in society, even though if you don't want to, we still live in it and we're affected by it. That's why things like internalized homophobia exist. You may not have internalized homophobia. Everyone has it to a certain extent just by the way society works. So try and look inward. Like, are you really not sure? Or do you just not want to be sure? Maybe you're scared. Maybe you just don't want it to be like this. The thing is, you can want things, but it's not really going to change anything. You're going to feel the way you feel. So I think this is more a thing about self-acceptance than you questioning if you like this man. And if you're gay, then you're gay. If you're not gay, then you're not gay. It happens. Anyways, last question.
How do I convince my friends I'm not gay? Please keep me anonymous.
Stop sucking so much dick, probably. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that was the episode for this week. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. When I upload this, I just got back from TwitchCon and I hope everything went great. Here's a picture from me at TwitchCon if everything works out. And yeah, send me questions in the email. Please send me a couple questions that aren't about being gay or being trans, because that's like 90% of the emails now, and I'd like to have some variety in the episodes. But yeah, other than that, have a great weekend and hopefully see you guys next week. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye bye. Bye.